In this video tutorial, we're going to talk about setting up your website header. So when we talk about the header, there are two major header types that you can have with Bridge. You can have a header at the top of your page, which is shown on this demo site here. And you can also have a header on the left side of the page. In this video, we're going to focus on creating a top header. So let's get started. So this here is my site. As we can see, there is a header at the top with a white background, but there is no menu text. So let's go ahead and assign a menu to my header. I'm going to navigate to Appearance Menus. And when I scroll down the page, over here we see several different menu locations. So here where it says top navigation, you will want to make sure that you have a menu assigned to top navigation and then click on save. Let's refresh my page. Now we can see that the menu is here. So now let's go and take a look at some of the header options. I'm going to navigate to Code Options Header. And over here, we will find options that pertain to the header. These are global options, so the settings that you apply here will take effect on all pages across your site. So first of all, it says switch to left menu. You want to make sure that this is set to no. Now, header in grid, if you put yes, then the content of the header will be aligned with your page grid. So currently, my header is set to be in grid. And if you put no, your header will span full width across the page. So let's see what this looks like. I'm going to refresh my page. And now we can see that the header is spanning full width across the page. I'm going to set my header in grid again. Now down here, it says header type. And as we can see, Bridge supports several different header types. They differ in design and functionality. So currently, my header is set to regular. So a regular header, it stays at the top of the page. And when I scroll down, nothing is happening with the header. The header is always at the top. Now let's set a fixed header. I'm going to save. And I'll refresh my page. Now when I scroll down, the header is staying fixed at the top of the page. So this is what a fixed header does. It always stays fixed at the top of the page. So if you want your site visitors to have easy access to the menu at all times, this is a very good choice. Let's take a look at the fixed minimal header. I'm going to refresh my page again. Now we can see that the logo is in the center of the header and my menu is gone. Once I scroll down, the header is still staying fixed at the top of the page. For the fixed minimal header, as the name suggests, this is a very minimalistic design, so that's why my menu is not visible. This header type does not support having a menu. So I'm going to show you a demo site that uses the fixed header type. So here it is. So as you can see, this is a very elegant layout. And on this demo site, we also added an icon that when you click on it, it opens a full screen menu. And we can also see a search icon. Now, adding the full screen menu and the search is beyond the scope of this tutorial, but I'm showing you this demo site as an example so that you can see that there's more that can be done with the fixed minimal header. All right, now let's go back to options. Let's take a look at the fixed advanced header. With the fixed advanced header, the logo is centered and at the top, and underneath the logo, we have the menu. And when I scroll down, the menu is gone and we only see the logo. And once I hover over the logo, the menu appears. So this is also a very elegant header. Now, the fixed header top, we will talk about that a bit later. Let's set the sticky header. So this is the sticky header. And when I start scrolling down, at first nothing happens and it behaves like a regular header. But as I scroll down some more, the sticky header appears. So this header is similar to the fixed header. The only difference is that the header is not fixed at the top of the page at all times. It appears after a certain amount of scroll. So this is a good choice to have if you have maybe a slider at the top of the page, and as your site visitors scroll down, you don't want your header to obstruct the slider. So once users scroll down beyond the slider, that's when the sticky header appears. Down here, it says scroll amount for sticky, and here you can define the amount of pixels that you want users to scroll down before the sticky header appears. All right, let's take a look at the remaining header types. Here we have sticky expanded. The sticky expanded header has a logo in the upper left corner, and underneath the logo, we have a menu. And once again, when I scroll down, the sticky header appears after a certain amount of scroll. So this layout with logo at the top and the menu underneath, it's commonly used with business-oriented sites. Let's take a look at the sticky divided header. The sticky divided header is supposed to have a logo in the center of the header and menu items on either sides of the logo. But as we can see here, I don't have my menus showing. So let's navigate to Appearance menus. When I scroll down, here I see two additional menu locations. It says left top navigation and right top navigation. So if you're using the sticky divided header, you will want to make sure that you have menus assigned to both of these menu locations. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly do that. Now I've assigned menus to both of these menu locations, so let's go ahead and refresh my page. The header now has a menu in it. So this area here, this is the left top navigation, and this area here, this is the right top navigation. Let's go back to the header options. I'm going to set my header back to regular again. And as you're choosing your header types, you will see that you will have options here that belong to that particular header type. The options are fairly straightforward. Over here, we have header height. Here you can set the height for your header. Now, here it says header skin, and we have three different options. If you leave this blank, it will be default. And there's also light and dark. So let's set light and let's save. Now, when I refresh my page, it looks like the menu is gone. But actually, if I select my header, the menu is here, but it's white, so that's why it's not visible. So let's assign a background color for the header. This looks better. So now we can see that with the light header skin, my logo is white, my menu text is white, and my side area icon is also white. Now let's set a dark header skin. I'm going to refresh my page. With the dark header skin, my logo is black, my menu text is black, and my side area opener is also black. So the light and dark header skins, these are predefined styles. And for example, if you use a dark header skin, your menu text will be black no matter what. So even if you set your menu text to be, for example, green, if you're using a dark header skin, your menu will always be black. Now, as for changing the menu text colors, we will talk about that in a different tutorial. But for now, what you should remember is that if you want to define your own menu colors, you should use a default header skin, which is this one. Otherwise, you can use one of the predefined styles, light or dark. Now here we have header transparency. So this field accepts values between 0 and 1. In order to have a fully transparent header, you will want to enter 0. So let's save changes and see what this looks like. My header is now transparent. I can see the title area image underneath my header. If you enter 1, you will have a solid header background. In order to have a semi-transparent header, you can enter a decimal value. So I'm going to enter 0.5. This should give me a semi-transparent header. All right, so now I have a semi-transparent header. Down here, you can set a border for your header. The options here are fairly straightforward. All right, now I'm going to reset my options. Now, if you take a look at some of our demo sites, you might notice that the header is comprised of two different sections. On this demo site, for example, we see that there's a top header and there's also a bottom header. On my site here, I'm only using a bottom header. So let's go ahead and turn on the top header. I'm going to go back to Code Options header. And down here, it says header top. So I'm going to click on this shortcut. Here it says show header top area. So I'm going to set yes. And now we will see several different options for the top header. I'm going to go ahead and assign it a background color. And let's save. I'm going to refresh my page. And now I have a top header. In order to add content to your top header, you will want to navigate to Appearance Widgets. Here we can see widget areas that belong to the top header. In the header top left widget area, I'm going to add some social icons. I've added my social icons, so let's refresh my page. My header top now has social icons. All right, let's go back to the header options. There's one more header type that we will take a look at. It's the fixed header top. So let's save changes. I'm going to refresh my page. This is what the fixed header top layout looks like. So in the top header, my social icons are gone, and instead we see a menu. The menu that you see here, this is the menu that I assigned to top navigations in appearance menus. And when I scroll down, the top header stays fixed at the top of the page. If you're using this header type, the fixed header top, you will want to make sure that when you navigate to header top in your options, that the header top is enabled. Because if your top header is disabled, this header layout will not work as expected. I'm going to set my header back to regular again. Now let's take a look at this page. I'm going to quickly navigate to it. This is the back end of my page. And when you scroll down, over here, we see code header. And the options that we see here, many of them are the same options that we've previously seen in code options header. So the options on this page, there are local options and they will apply to this page only. If you haven't seen our video on how global and local page settings work, we highly recommend checking it out. As a quick recap, local page settings override global settings. So if you set something on the page itself, it will override any options that you set in code options. So on this page now, I'm going to set a light header skin and I'm going to set it transparent header. Let's update this page. I'm going to refresh my page. And now we can see that the local page settings are applying on this page. Let's take a look at another page on my site. On this page here, we can see that the header has a white background and a default header skin. So this page is inheriting the global settings that I set in Code Options header. Once again, we recommend checking out our video on how global and local page settings work. We will leave the link to it under this video description. That's where we explain in more detail how global and local page settings interact with each other. So in this video, we talked about setting up your header. I hope that it was useful and that you learned something new. If you want to be notified about upcoming videos, you can subscribe to our channel. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section. Thank you for watching.